What's good, y'all? We back, RTTV.
Gang.
If it's your first time here, it definitely won't be your last. Make sure you kill, murder, and
smash
that subscribe button. And welcome back to RTTV. We react to everything. We're back with some more One Piece theories, man. And this is what you guys have been commenting left and right since we started with BDA Brago's video, man. This one's called The Best One Piece Theory Ever.
Oh, wow.
It's made by a One Piece content creator called O'Hara. Pretty big. He does a lot of theories there. Actually, really good.
O'Hara.
Mm-hmm.
You should do a video of your greatest theory of One Piece.
I'm putting one together.
Are you?
Yes.
Nice.
So
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, word.
So let's get into this one, man. I'm looking forward to what you guys think about this theory, man. This is he has a lot of people convinced on
that this is the answer?
that this is it could be a possible answer.
Okay.
Or no clues. So let's do it. The link to the original video will be down below in the description. Check out O'Hara's channel and make sure you subscribe.
O'Hara.
Have you ever realized that when you take the D initial and put it in front of the title of the story, suddenly it becomes a new word? Coincidence, you might say now. But when you take the same D initial and put it in front of Enies lobby, that otherwise makes no fucking sense, it suddenly becomes another English word. Denies. Yeah, I know. Blew my mind as well. So now that I know that you're gonna watch this video till the end, let me tell you the crazy story of how the Japanese One Piece community convinced me that the ancient kingdom was part of Jaya, that it's now at the bottom of the sea under Enies lobby, and that Skypiea and Dressrosa tell us what happened during the Void Century. At the end of all this, I promise you will laugh as maniacally as I did when I found out just how your face this all might have been all along. Okay, here we go.
Laugh tail.
Excited to share this.
One Piece
It's real!
In chapter 253, we learned that Upper Yard in Skypiea actually used to be part of the island Jaya down on sea level. When you put both maps together, they form one giant skull-shaped island, with modern Jaya being the teeth, and the legendary golden city of Shandora as the right eye. Oh, yeah, and there is a giant, perfectly round gaping hole where the other eye should have been. Why is no one mentioning this? There is an ancient city in the one eye, and the second eye looks like someone ripped out the one piece of the island that made the second eye of the sky.
That's crazy.
One Piece. Are you telling me? Yes, this video is also about the true nature of the One Piece and why Skypiea was actually not the least important, but the most.
This is why people always say that Skypiea is their favorite arc.
Because the importance that it is to the story.
When doing research for my NL video, I came across this new Japanese One Piece YouTuber called Yuderon who absolutely rocks the Daft Punk mask and who has a crazy video about the true essence of the One Piece. Since I luckily speak some Japanese, I watched it all, and it blew my mind so damn hard. And I think I just sat there for like 5 minutes straight staring at my PC. Now, for whatever reason, this theory does just not exist in the English-speaking community. So I asked him on Twitter if he would be willing to let me share his thoughts, and got completely ghosted. At least he followed me back though.
Oh, okay. I guess that's an approval.
Old pirate spirit, I decided to share with the people what belongs with the people. Okay, so the first thing that absolutely caught me by surprise is how much more Oda seems to play with words, numbers, and letters than we English-speaking fans seem to realize. Best example that is actually also relevant for this video is One Piece itself. In Japanese, One Piece is written in the katakana alphabet as One Piece, but this is only on top of an actual Japanese phrase, Hitotsunagi Daihyo. This is usually read as Hitotsunagi, the great treasure of the One Piece, as in the one piece of a whole, Hito as in one. However, this could also be read as Hitotsunagi, Hito as in humans, making it the treasure that connects all people, which of course One Piece is all about. So as I was saying, the core idea of this theory is that Jaya did not only lose a chunk of its land once when Upper Yard was catapulted into the sky by the knock-up stream 400 years ago, but also 800 years ago, when the city located in the left eye was ripped out in the war with the world government. Which, when we look at the map, would theoretically work, right? One city has the right eye and one city has the left eye, making the island one ancient kingdom. So what's my proof for all this, you ask? Oh, there is a lot. First of all, the name of the series, One Piece, and there is exactly one piece missing in this map. If Laftel itself was the One Piece missing from the former ancient kingdom, that would fit, right? No pun intended. Then there is also a ton of small hints regarding the island's left eye being hidden or destroyed throughout Skypiea. For instance, in the cover of Volume 27, Luffy has his left eye closed. And I noticed that the same is sort of true for Robin in Volume 24 as well.
That's hard.
Missing left eye, Shank's scar, Luffy's scar, Zoro's
Zoro's
scar,
eye,
and
yeah.
the Jolly Roger of Doflamingo, a former
Doflamingo.
dragon, where the skull's left eye is just literally stroked out.
Yeah.
Now, the volumes surrounding the Skypiea arc are actually some of the most critical.
That's
in the
genius
entire story.
detailing.
Tons of important characters get introduced here. We meet Blackbeard and learn about the importance of dreams. We meet Bellamy and Doflamingo, who are also extremely relevant to this theory. And we see the meanings of Shanks and Whitebeard, as well as Ace and Buggy, all of which are super closely related to Roger, who, by the way, decided to leave a little message on the poneglyph in Shandora out of all places he could have done so. But the person most connected to Roger in a way that we meet in this arc is none other than Mont Blanc Nolans. He's a direct parallel to Roger, and that connection is one big hint that Jaya was the ancient kingdom and that Love Tale is its missing part.
I forgot about this dude. I can't even lie.
Yeah, that's a dude from the
Nolan
story.
is
Nolan
basically
alive?
Roger,
Yeah.
But in many ways reverted. Both of them were very powerful, free-spirited adventurers. This panel here, where only Nolan can hear the sound of the bell, strongly suggests that just like Luffy and Roger, he had the voice of all things. Both of them found legendary places, Shandora and Love Tale. Both came back with no evidence, and both were sentenced to death and executed. However, here the stories start to invert each other. While Nolan was deemed a liar for his speech, Roger sparked a new era of piracy. Nolan didn't know the way back to Shandora, but Roger did know the way to Love Tale. Nolan cried while Roger laughed. And Nolan actually told the truth in the end, as the City of Gold was real, while Roger sort of lied, as the core of the One Piece is not gold and silver. And so, given all these parallels, wouldn't it make a ton of sense that Nolan found the City of the Right Eye, while Roger found the one on the left?
That's
At
hard.
the beginning of the arc, Bellamy makes fun of dreamers and says that the era of dreams is over. He explicitly names the Golden City and the One Piece as two such delusions. And yet, as you very well know, the arc ends by Luffy ringing the Golden Bell, proving that the Golden City was there all along.
That's one arc that I really want to revisit, because this is when I hated One Piece.
Yeah.
You know, so I was watching it very objectively.
So he wasn't soaking it in as much information you should have.
Yeah.
If the One Piece, the second location of dreams, used to be in the very same spot that Bellamy used to make fun of both of them. Further, when we reach the ruins of Shandora, Robin explicitly states that there is no doubt that this city fought against the enemy in the war.
この土地はポーネグリフが運び込まれている。間違いない。敵機に対してこの都市は戦ったんだ。
Well, if Shandora was part of the ancient kingdom, that would only be logical then, wouldn't it? Not only as an ally, but as a part of the whole. Also, we can't ignore the fact that Shandora is the only place we know of where the ancient script found on the poneglyphs is actually used as the regular writing system found on the buildings and walls there. And so since we know that the Kozuki clan were the ones who actually created the poneglyphs for the ancient kingdom, and that this script is used very casually here, wouldn't the easiest explanation be that Shandora was part of the ancient kingdom? And given recent events, wouldn't that also explain why the sun god, who we now know as Nika, is heavily referenced here by the people as well? We even see Luffy in the exact same poses.
That's hard.
When I saw
Wow.
that panel of Nika, I immediately thought of the Shandian soldiers. And since Nika and Joy Boy, both names associated with laughter, quite possibly describe the very same person from 800 years ago, wouldn't it make sense that these traditions live on in Jaya because it was once part of this one ancient kingdom? And then I thought to myself, oh, but the sun isn't the only majorly important symbol in the story, is it? One of the most consistently
Yes,
returning
that's
themes
true,
of
the
One Piece is
moon.
also the moon. It's
Yeah.
everywhere, and I can't begin to count
Emerald,
all
that's
the
where he took
significant
off to.
things that happen
Look
under
at
a full moon in the story. The sun and the moon obviously go hand in hand in pretty much any mythology. On Zo, another ally of the ancient kingdom, we even get guardians of the night and the day with Nekumamushi no Arashi. So, wouldn't it make sense for the right city to be the city of the sun and the left city to be the city of the moon?
Spin in this video.
One of the ancient cities of Mexico that Shandora is based on, there actually is a pyramid of the sun and a pyramid of the moon.
The very same moon, by the way, which is part of the Kozuki heritage and whose crest is pretty much the same as the Shandians. And while I was thinking this, I found this crazy color spread of chapter 269, where we see the Straw Hats in a place looking suspiciously like Wano, surrounded by the birds from the Kozuki crest. A crest that, by the way, has also crossbones, but no skull. Okay, this is chapter 269. The last panel of chapter 268 is this. Yeah, coincidence? I think not. The inscription on the pillar that Robin reads in the ruins says, "We are the ones who weave history with the sound of the great bell." Come on, we are the ones who weave history? Clearly, the Kozuki. And it also reminds me of this verse from Big Sake that says, "Goodbye harbor of the spinning village." On top of that, I then remembered that the Shandians came down from the moon to Jaya with very advanced technology, making them the perfect candidates to be a part of an ancient, powerful kingdom. Next up is a concept that I learned from Yuderon that changed my perspective on Oda's writing completely. According to him, Oda absolutely loves playing with the numbers of the chapters to either describe what is going to happen in this chapter or even hide a deeper message. One really interesting and way too specific date that Oda gives us in the story is the 12th of May, 1122, the day that Nolan discovers Jaya. Oda usually never gives us specific dates for anything, so why now? Generally, dates in Japanese are written as year, month, day. So 1122, 512. Now, if you take the individual numbers and the pronunciation for both Japanese and English, you get this. Hitotsu ni koko ni iru. Hitotsu ni koko ni iru. The one is here. Interestingly enough, the volume title of 31 is also koko ni iru. I am right here. So is this the One Piece literally telling us that it's right here? The next date we get is the 16th of November, 1127, 5 years later, when Shandora gets knocked into the sky. Same game. This time we get Hitotsunagi in Torodoroku. Do you remember? Hitotsunagi is the One Piece, and in is the sound of a bell. Thus, this stage reads, the One Piece roars with the sound of a bell.
Yo, that's crazy.
Part of the unfulfilled promise to Nolan to ring the bell that was then inherited over generations until Luffy was finally the one to fulfill it. Another promise that was unfulfilled and inherited to future generations was that of Joy Boy, not 400 but 800 years ago.
余人道との約束を破ったことへの謝罪文だという。
So, when you subtract another 400 years back to the Void Century from Nolan's two dates 400 years ago, 1122 and 1127 minus 400, you get the years 722 and 727. The first possibly marking the promise by Joy Boy to the Mermaid Princess, and the second might be the year of destruction of the Ancient Kingdom. I know we're really deep into this right now, but stay with me because what comes next absolutely blew my mind. When you take these two numbers, 722 and 727, and look at the corresponding chapters, you don't get some random stuff happening. No. 722 is the reveal that Doflamingo is a celestial dragon. In this chapter, he tells Law about how the 20 kings created the world government. 19 of the 20 families deciding to move to Merijoa, while the Nefertari family was the only one who did not go. The descendants of these kings, the world nobles, still live there today. And so this meant that 19 of these countries had to elect new royalties and new kings, and so new royal families were established. As a result, the new ruling family in Dressrosa were the Riku family, while the family that left for Merijoa were the Don Quixote family. Ancient history. Okay, so anything else that might be interesting happening in this chapter? Oh, yeah, we have a literal golden bell ringing in close-up. And then there is Jala. Do you remember Jala and her great artwork? Yeah, me neither. But look at this abstract masterpiece of hers here. A giant gate with two eyes. The
And
right
one closed.
Like the sun is open, the
Open
left
and
one
then,
dark like the
like the
night
island.
is crying.
Bro,
And
like,
even
how
though
does he
this
do that?
one
Yeah,
out
this-
right, this might well represent the ancient kingdom being destroyed and ripped out of Jaya. All while Brook is playing music on top of it, and we all know how important music is in the One Piece endgame as well. And after defeating Jola, he even says this.
すみません。私やっぱり芸術わかりません。映画
My eyes.
知らないですから。
At the same time, the Straw Hats and Tontada start the battle to restore the honor of the fallen king and regain their freedom. Chapter 727, meanwhile, where the fight in Block D continues. Okay, this might actually just be coincidence. The story of Doflamingo taking over the country by staging King Riku and his men going against their own people.
もっと国中が恐怖に震え
I love the stuff that he did right here.
陸王を心底恨み切った時だ。
The wordplay we get for this chapter number is Shini Ochiru falling to the ground. Not only how Dressrosa fell, but also how the ancient kingdom fell. Jola even says that her cryptic art is meant to represent the tragedy of Dressrosa. So also the tragedy of the ancient kingdom. Now, you might rightly say, oh Hara, if Dressrosa is the representation of the fall of the ancient kingdom, what connection is there between Shandora and Dressrosa? Oh right, this is a rhetorical question, right? The connection is this.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
The
The chapter when Nolan finds out that Shandora has vanished while Kalgara waits for Nolan's promised return is chapter 292, titled Like the Half Moon Hidden by the Clouds. Again, the symbol of the moon that we can also find on Nolan's ship in this chapter. And the wordplay for this chapter is skinny two moons. In other words, two half moons making a whole, making the sun. Wouldn't it
That's
also
crazy,
make
bro.
a lot of sense that the D is actually a half moon? 800 years ago, the
Yo, what the hell?
One Piece. A circle became half a circle and became eventually a letter. The will of D then being to be made one whole again,
Oh
becoming
my
the
God.
sun, becoming One Piece. Okay, I thought to myself at this point, this already makes way too much sense. But now on to the biggest mystery of it all. Why do I think that the One Piece and or Laugh Tale is at Enies Lobby?
正義の門ってのは島の裏手にあって四方の塔からのみ行けるようだ。
なんだこりゃ黒いのなんだ
黒いのは滝だ。
The same Enies Lobby, by the way, whose main villain is called Rob Lucci.
Lucci.
The one who robs the lights, just saying. Okay, so we have One
Wow.
Piece that when adding the D2, it gives us done piece. A done piece. The first thing that connects Enies Lobby to this is that it also takes a D. Suddenly, Enies Lobby that makes no sense as a word becomes denies. Denies what? I thought. But it's probably more of denies who. When you really think about it, Enies Lobby is one of the most freakish places we've ever visited in the story.
Facts.
And I know that says something. It never gets dark there. We have the enormous gates of justice that no one ever seems to bother to explain really. It is one of the central government facilities, but it makes no sense that they would hold their mock trials on an extra island instead of in Down, for instance. Oh, and what the is the deal with this giant hole gaping in the middle of the ocean? The moment I looked at Enies Lobby's map, it just made a lot of sense that this might have been the missing piece in the Jaya map that we're looking for. Shape-wise, it absolutely fits. I also wondered if these weird ancient structures on top of the islands had any purpose for the Marines, but it doesn't seem like they do. So could it be that these are the remnants of an actual ancient kingdom? The missing link that we were looking for? And then the government just decides to build its own stuff on the island. Is that why they parade the pirates they capture over this island? As a forgotten tradition to remember their glorious victory of the pirate kingdom they fought against? I mean, it is called the Island of
There's
Justice.
no way, bruh.
Hiroshima in Japanese. And here I'm a little bit proud of myself because I wondered that if there were multiple readings to the word for One Piece, there might be more to this as well, right? So here's what the dictionary told me. Shiho, obviously with different kanji combinations, next to justice, can also mean one, 4 directions, 2, secret information, and 3, greatest treasure. Oh, okay. So we have the island of 4 directions, just like the 4 road poneglyphs you need to find Lovetail. The island of secret information, just as the forgotten history located on Lovetail, and finally the island of the greatest treasure, the One Piece itself. So as a result, the government has made this one of the most guarded places in the world, where no one can sneak in during darkness, no one can escape from without opening the gates of justice, and that is directly connected to Impel Down and Urija itself. For Luffy, entering this island means declaring war on the entire world government itself.
Big Soge King.
That was a big moment.
It's an island that denies entrance to the deep, the sworn enemy of the gods. And since Enies Lobby is the arc directly after Skypiea, wouldn't it be a classic Oda move for the missing piece to be right there? I mean, the Straw Hats literally come to save the one person in the world that can figure out the true nature of
Wow.
That's true, bro.
That's crazy.
the ability to read the ancient script, enter search for the truth, and how the world government is covering it all up. Hell, don't forget that this is the arc where we first learned about the ancient kingdom in the first place. Okay, but clearly the One Piece can't be in a town full of Marines, right? So where is it? Only one way to go. Remember the inverted stories of Roger and Nolan? Well, Nolan's City of Dreams was pushed into the sky. Well, what if Roger's island got dropped to the bottom of the sea? So,
Which why is a big ass hole.
Anything that might suggest that there's something at the bottom of Enies Lobby? What? So the wordplay from chapter 727, the fall of Dressrosa, was falling to the ground.
Wow.
Did Laughtail literally fall to the ground? I believe it did. I believe that Enies Lobby itself is the missing city from Jaya, and that under the floating island is the island of Laughtail and the One Piece. Just like the hidden world under Dressrosa. No wonder then that Roger laughed when he reached Laughtail. He had literally been
The
to
hidden world and just
before,
damn,
and
yo,
he had
Oda
done
cooked
it
up,
many,
bro.
many times, right in front of everyone's noses. And the ultimate proof I have for this are Roger's very last words at his execution. The very words that start One Piece.
探せ、この世のすべてをそこに置いてきた。
Again here, the secret lies in the Japanese version, a true wordplay in true Oda fashion. Roger says, この世のすべてをそこに置いてきた. I left everything in this world, soko. Soko in Japanese meaning there. However, it also has a second meaning. Soko also means bottom.
Yeah,
The
right.
second meaning of Roger's last words is, I left everything in this world at the bottom.
Wow.
That would be pretty funny,
That's
bro.
actually crazy.
It's like,
been in
bro.
front of. That'd be one of the best plot twists in like any show that we've watched. Period. Point blank. It's been in front of our face the whole entire time, and we've been looking at it, and we've seen it the whole time, and it's Enies Lobby.
And sometimes what you're looking for is right in front of you.
Yep. And like the government's been on top of it the whole time, and just like.
Just making y'all go crazy.
And it's crazy because it's like it's places we already been through, right? But the journey is learning that, right?
Yeah.
It's like how this event or how this lost kingdom was lost in the first place, and how everything is kind of connected, or how everything there's pieces of the evidence around the world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I love the parallel he drew between Dressrosa, the hidden kingdom was hidden under Dressrosa, and like the fact that we learned about the 20 kingdoms on this, right? And then all the numbers and the double meanings in Japanese language, like that's why like Oda, I don't know how he writes like this because it goes back to the very beginning.
Yeah.
Like
He's probably got a writing team. Man.
I'm sure he does.
Yeah, you had to have this mapped out. Like, before even writing this, you had to have every single thing mapped out so then it all connects with each other. Because the level of detail, it now is even beyond my comprehension because I didn't know it went that deep of, like, chapter numbers are resembling specific things that's occurring and alluding to the future. Like, my favorite part was honestly the parallel that he illuminated between Nolan and Roger. That was sick right there. Like how he cried and he lied and told, like that was sick because I never thought about that, and the fact that he was able to hear the bell. At that time, we didn't even understand the concept of people hearing things that only specific people are able to hear and stuff. So that's why it's cool that he drew that back, because I didn't remember that Nolan was able to hear the bell and nobody else did.
It's a good thing that we went back to that theory, because when we were on that arc, like, I didn't even think about, I completely forgot about the other part of the island that was just completely missing until they brought this back up. And then the two stories that you just brought up and how they parallel each other, I'm like, wow, that makes a lot of sense. Wow, it's been in front of us the whole entire time. And like us revisiting these places, and I wonder what's gonna happen like moving forward. Like, if that is a theory, if that what happens, what's gonna happen with like the Straw Hats and the other pirates to where they come to that conclusion? It's really thought provoking. And then how everything else plays a role into that, like moving forward, like even theories with the elders and what's his name again?
What? Emu,
yeah, and Emu and everyone, yeah, like I don't know,
Bro.
and that, my fault.
Nah, it's crazy to me because, bro, it's one of those things that this just got me to like, yo, by the end of this series, this might be one of the most well-written, detailed things I've ever seen in my life. Like, if this is, like, because the fact that you're able to even write out a story to this point where you're able to look at things like this, and I think it's interesting that Oda even left certain things just for the Japanese audience, because a lot of this is, like, it would be impossible for us to know. Like, without going and looking up Japanese words and finding out the double meanings and things like that. So this is something that, like, bro, even just in Japan, bro, they must have been trying to put this together for a grip. So what was I know the dude that he had brought up here came up with the some of the theories that he spoke on. And I'm like, damn, bro, like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't even know, bro. It's like, damn, this might be the most well-written thing ever, bro.
And the beauty of it is that you had to seek out somebody else to kind of learn the truth, just like you were seeing the Straw Hats doing and touching different places around the world to like get bits and pieces of like what's actually going on. So I feel like the irony in the fact that like you kind of have to reach out to Japanese speaker, but there's also a hint of like English language in it too, with the Nice lobby and the done piece, stuff like that. So I think and this theory is done a long time ago. So shout out to everybody who makes this their job and just look at, because even to look at the cover pages of the manga and put the numbers and all
With
that
the
stuff
eyes.
together, it's like, what?
And to think like, yo, having that foresight is like crazy, bro. Like being the person writing that and being like, yo, on this particular chapter, we're going to do this. They ain't going to get it, but somebody's going to get it. And they're going to, like, that's...
But even to think, you think somebody was going to get that, bro? I'm sure Oda's probably watching some of these theories that sometimes these people get right, and it's like, damn, bro, like, I gotta switch the story up now. Somehow,
he's smiling at the fact that people are able to understand his writing. Yeah. Because imagine, like, being a rapper. You're saying all these lines that go over people's head, and, like, there's actually some people out there that understand my metaphors and similes. So it probably is something that he actually enjoys.
Yeah, I feel like it could be two ways. He could probably had a foreshadowing in writing on the ghost as well. Because I know a lot of writers are able to start a story and, like, add history to it later on in the future. And I feel like the fact that One Piece came out in Japanverse, so it's a Japan show before anything, it makes sense that we would have to go back and ask because it's their thing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just One Piece is so big that it just touched all the worlds. But I think all the indos and, like, all the hidden secrets and gems and stuff in the show would be in the Japanese culture, or, like, the different elements. And just not only that, I think Japanese culture also has elements of American culture in it, where we do see American culture in One Piece. So I definitely think it's probably one of the best shows in anime from the homeland of anime.
Yeah, I think the last episode of One Piece, I think it's gonna be the biggest ending to any show I think we're ever gonna watch.
Yeah,
by the time it gets
I don't think it's ever gonna end.
I think it's gonna end.
Well, it's gonna end, but it's also gonna continue.
I think the world of One Piece, like this One Piece story, is gonna end. Now the world, like with the with spin-offs and stuff, I think it's too big of a business to like just let it die. You know what I'm saying? The remakes are gonna be done. Like it's never gonna end. But the true story, I think, will end.
Yeah. I think like put it this way, the fact that Oda put this much into it, I hope that he gets to end it whenever he decides to end it, type thing. You know what I'm saying?
He said he already drew the final panel of the manga.
And that will be in, like, have they said how many?
And the what arc are we in? What's it called?
Egghead.
Egghead. That's the start of the final saga.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're in the last part of it as we speak. It's probably gonna be, but I think like another 4 or 5 years. Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe less. But.
One saga 4 or 5 years, bro. That's a lot. That's a lot of information right there.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, guys, we have more theory videos coming your way. Make sure you drop down below the ones you want us to see the most. The one that gets the most likes, we'll follow up with. So keep it locked right here on RTTV. It's your boy Wells, the Anime King.
What up? It's your boy DC.
It's your boy Robcityrt.
It's the Maniac.
Patricrt.
And that settles it at
The Round Table.